and welcome to the Property Show, your to-go show for all things property. Could the market be shifting to a different type of development? On the Property Pick of the Week, we focus on an exceptional mixed-use development in Kiambu County. The big news is the highlights of the just released Housing Price Index, tracking the property sales and rental price movement within the Nairobi and metropolitan area.
We are seeing a housing market where the upper end, the prices are increasingly becoming more muted.
The Accessory Spot brings tips on how to spruce up the kitchen. Later on, we catch up with a homeowner who began her home ownership journey in a very interesting way. You can't afford to miss that one.
My journey began way back in Dubai. I got a job in Dubai. I was working as a cashier in sales industry. I was staying in a bed space, had rented a bed space.
Finally, the property gallery with a selection of hot properties ideal for investments. Stay with us. As always, there is something for everyone. Developers are shifting focus, combining residential, commercial, and learning institutions all in one development. Interesting, right? The idea of live, work, play, shop, and study all in the same compound sounds foreign. Yes, it's here with us. Today, we look at Canseco, a one-stop mixed-use development. Let's have a look.
These are the houses, so this is 1/8 of an acre. As you can see, you have a big lawn in front of the sitting room whereby the family can walk out and enjoy the weekend sun. From here, maybe you cannot have a very good view of the dam, but the dam and the clubhouse somewhere there. The sunset is on that side, and we made sure all the houses, when you sit on your balconies, you're able to enjoy the sunset. The cars are parked a bit far, and then you walk away up the stairs to where the garden is.
This house has how many entrances?
Ideally, you can say there are 3 entrances. You can go through straight from the lounge, from the veranda. You can go through from the what you call the normal entrance. Then you have another entrance from the kitchen, whereby if the lady of the house has come with groceries or their visitors won't pass in the sitting room, they can go around and enter through the kitchen.
And also that's where the servants' quarter.
The servants' quarter is behind there. Yeah. As you come here, you meet what you call an entrance foyer here, whereby is a small shaded area, whereby when your visitors come or when you're seeing off your guests, this is a place you say goodbye to them before they walk down and get there. So as you come down the steps from there, we are taking advantage of the natural slope of the land. This also makes the lounge look bigger because now the size is bigger. In the lounge, as you can see, we have our fireplaces here.
And it works.
This is a working fireplace. It's not just the Maridadi fireplace. Then as you look across the lounge, you have the dining. So some people can be here watching TV and having dinner with guests. Other people can be there having their food, or the kids can be doing homework. And from the lounge still, there's some transparency into the kitchen, whereby if the lady of the house is cooking, you can still communicate. So we have tried to develop a very communal kind of setting in the house. The house is very transparent. There are no serious walls around the rooms.
Let's see the kitchen.
As you can see, the kitchen is an imported kitchen. It has very many features in this kitchen.
Lots and lots of drawers.
Lots and lots of drawers. I think the lady of the house will
be very happy. Oh.
And we have some accessories in the kitchen which are not very regular in many of the houses.
Yes.
We also have the gas cylinder on the outside, whereby it comes the gas. The space you have seen for the cooker, 6
Huge.
burner, there is no problem. And where you're putting the fridge, you can also have a big fridge. Outside here we have the laundry area, which is very big and also covered. We have a space for a washing machine and a dryer. And in case the weather is not good, you can also hang the clothes are there in that space overnight. You have the DSQ, which is also self-contained, whereby the servants of the house or whoever visitor may be, they can go out that way without necessarily coming back into the house. Okay, so let me take you to the bedrooms.
Okay.
As you land from the main landing, you come up here. Then we have our TV room, which is here, which the family can use. I think it's a very nice space that many people can fit here and enjoy the TV in the evening. Outside, we have a balcony that it opens to a balcony outside there. From the balcony there, you're also able to see outside. From the TV room, as you go on towards my left, you have the master bedroom, which is very, very, very spacious. Then we have 2 other bedrooms. All the bedrooms are en suite. One of the smaller bedrooms has a shower and the other one has a bathtub. Then at the end of the corridor, we have a place for the kids to study. This place has been brought about because of the space there. Also, we wanted a place that 2 kids can fit there and study. And the place is open. We know what's happening with computers nowadays, so you need the kids not locked in their room, but they do their homework in an open environment.
I must say, Mutahi, this is really well done and very well thought through. Congratulations. What's your final thoughts?
For me, is for the buyers who are here, I think they are very, very, very happy. We got very good feedback from them. And what I would like to tell people outside there, we still have a few more houses to go. And look out for the phase 2 that is coming up soon.
Asante sana.
Yeah.
Don't go away. We'll be right back with much more. You're probably wondering why mixed-use developments are the way to go and what it takes to develop one successfully. Let's hear more from the team. Welcome to the show. And what a beautiful project. Let's start off with you, Bwana Chairman. Who is Canseco?
Thank you, Mudani. Canseco is a savings and credit society registered under the Cooperatives Act within the Republic of Kenya, registered in 1994, out of a need to create some kind of pool funds that members who need money can then easily access money to do immediate things. One of the immediate ones was investment in land. Others wanted to save for holidays. Others wanted to save to buy land and also construct a house. And that is why we thought it was important to have Canseco to cater for the needs of employees of the then Kenya Commercial Bank, which is today KCB Bank Group. So Canseco has a membership of 4,500. 98% or so of those members are employees of KCB. We also have a few, about 200 or so, who are staff of a corporate customer of KCB who are then allowed, by virtue of the fact that they are corporate customers of KCB, their staff were allowed then to join Canseco.
So no, it's not open to everybody.
Currently, we don't have a common bond that allows it to recruit from the public. But then that is why we then went ahead early 2016 to register Kencom Investment Cooperative Society that would then cater for the general public. Yeah, so that is a new one that would then fit the bill for the general public.
So is it existing now?
It is existing.
Okay, so
yes.
Anybody can register?
Yes.
What are the requirements?
When you become a member, you pay 100,000, because here we expect very serious members, not a merry-go-round kind of, so that we can do serious investments like the one we have done in Runda. And this was out of the need, one, to comply with regulatory requirements that doesn't allow a SACCO, which is a savings and credit society, to get into real estate development. So this needed to have been run through an investment cooperative, and that is why we registered the investment cooperative for Kencom. And that then allows both members of Canseco, members of the public, to become members and enjoy a variety of products that we are going to roll out.
So what is your membership today, including now the members of the society?
It's 4,500.
Let's shift gears and let's talk about this project.
Yes.
Give us an overview of this project, why the SACCO decided to get into real estate, why Kiambu, why these beautiful Maisonettes, because we see a lot of people are doing apartments. You've shifted completely and you're giving us a complete new, beautiful product. Let's talk about that.
Thank you, Modoni. If you go back to the SACCO movement, a number of times people have tried to venture into real estate and they have kind of not hacked it, in a manner that is appealing to the public. Now, one of the things that you will realize about this project is that we, other than the first objective of creating capital inflow into the society, because most of the societies in Kenya have deficit. So you have member savings, but those savings are not enough to meet the regular loan demands by members. For example, our total deposits is about 500 million. 500 million deposits, if you do quick math, 3 times your savings, we then require about 1.5 billion to meet the needs of the members, assuming all of them apply for loans. Now, that is not very easy to meet without borrowing. And borrowing is very expensive in our market, unless you go offshore where you can get rates as low as 2%. Here, we have capped it today at 14%. Now 14%, it means you cannot lend that money to the member at 14% if you are borrowed from a bank to meet the deficit. It then means that you have to either charge an interest rate of 16.5 or more. If you do that, then the member is likely not to borrow from the SACCO. They would rather go to the banks and borrow. If members were making enough savings, then we would still lend at 12%, which is 1% per month. And at 12%, it becomes more affordable and you can have more turnaround. And therefore, you discourage then members from going to the banks. And that is where we have a challenge as a country, that people do not save enough. Assuming that there are people who have enough money and are members of the society, if they were putting enough money into the society, you will then have enough money that you can then lend to the members. So out of that challenge, then the board quickly thought of what can we do to create enough capital inflow into the society so that we stop this perennial borrowing from financial institutions to meet the loan demands. And that is what gave birth to the Kiambu project. This project is put on 20 acres. And there are 113 units.
The phase one is
Yes.
113 units.
Yes, 113 units, slightly sitting on slightly more than 1/8, yeah, with a plinth area of 255 square meters. Now that is very hard to find anywhere, and one of the things that we did was to do just a market survey to understand what are the needs of our would-be or the end buyers. And one of the things that people then said is they need space, they need comfort. And that is how we then got involved with our architect, U Design, just to give them the feedback. This is what the market is asking for. Structure something that would fit into this project. And I'm sure Mutahi will talk about that later. But this project then, other than the 113 units, we knew there will be need for water, and therefore we did 2 boreholes at the extreme ends. If you look at the topography of this, there is one side on the upper end and this other side also on the upper end. Then there's a depression in the middle. So we have 2 on both ends that would then supply the entire estate should there be water shortage. But we still have the council water supply as well. We knew that a lot of times families suffer in the sense that their husband or their spouses stay in town for long because they are still chatting with their colleagues. So we created a clubhouse to ensure that you keep your spouses near. And in the clubhouse, we have a bar at the top and a restaurant at the bottom. The restaurant would take care of the young ones. The upper side where we have the bar would take care of the adults.
Who is going to manage that?
There is a management company that will be managing the entire estate, would be running with that on as a going concern. And then within the clubhouse, we have a gym, where people can do some, as you are aware, every time you go to a doctor, the first thing you are told is to go and exercise. So we created that here, and we also knew that majority of the buyers are of still childbearing age. We did for them a nursery school, where then you can see your children going to school and coming back home. There's a swimming pool where the children can go and relax during weekends after school. And then we have a man-made lake where they can also know how to ride the boats.
Wow.
Yes.
So you've provided everything. It's a real mixed-use development.
Yes, it's a real mixed-use development that you find almost everything within the estate. Yeah.
Mutahi, let's talk about now the design and even achieving all those units and making it look like it's so seamless. How was that?
I think first the site was very challenging because the site slopes from one side to the center. As you have seen the dam there, we had some water that just keeps flowing through the site. So we also decided how we can trap that water and make the best use of it. It's very rare you find springs. They are getting rare and rare, but we have a spring that brings water into the dam. And then we capture the water, or we hold the water for some time and release it. If it passes a certain level, it goes over the embankment we have put. But otherwise, it will always have water. It will never lack water. For the slopes, I think we decided to have a kind of radio design, so by all the houses keep going round in circles. That is able to give all the houses a good view to the center, because we take the lake as the heartbeat of this project. So almost anyone at any place where you're able to look at the center of the site. The site also slopes, so most of the houses, if you go around them, we have given them some steps. From the entrance to the lounge, we step down. That also saved us money in terms of not leveling the site. So the houses have taken cognizance of the slopes on the land. Then for the units, we looked around the area. I think we are just a stone throw away from Runda, where houses are selling maybe for 70, 80 million. And as you know, Nairobi is very congested. I think the only part now remaining for guys to buy houses maybe is on Kiambu Road. The size of Karen is still quite expensive for many Kenyans. So because of our partners, Canseco, and we understand the kind of mix of people they deal with, we decided to bring something into the market that is not so expensive, yet is affordable, and yet very comfortable. We were very clear on some issues when we were tackling the design. We didn't want stone walls, and that's already in the list. We don't want stone walls between neighbors. I think there's a lot of people nowadays, everyone is putting a wall around his house, and we wanted to bring a kind of family environment here. Maybe going back to the old days when some of us were brought up and the kids just used to run out of their house. They can go and eat at your neighbor's house, you don't know where they are. We wanted to bring that family life back to people. I think many of us yearn for it. When you go home, your kids don't even know who your neighbors are. So we decided we are not going to have any fences. The walls are the fences are very transparent. We're just putting some plantings next to each other. If you see, we don't even have gates in the compound. And most of the people have come to enjoy or like what it is. I think the security we have on the outside and the inside security, we have CCTV, we have guards. That takes care for the intruders coming from outside. But as for inside, I think the environment is very friendly.
What about sewer? Where are you tapping your sewer from?
This area, as yet, the council or the government, the sewer system has not reached in this general area. As you can see around, most of the area around here are former coffee estates.
Yes.
It's just now that since coffee maybe is not doing so well, most of the people are turning the estates into real estate. So since there is no sewer system, we developed what we call a biodigester system, whereby the water comes in and it's cleaned. We can reuse that water for gardening in the estate. Then the balance, we just release it to go into effluent.
Located in Kiambu along Paradise Lost Road, Canseco villas are a treasure. The homes are only a few minutes away from Paradise Lost in a secure, private and tranquil environment suitable for nature lovers with a liking for calm spaces. Schools within the location include the Kiambu Institute of Science and Technology, Aga Khan Academy and Oswald Academy Nairobi Junior High. Also, the Two Rivers Mall is within a short driving distance. Each house sits on 1/8 of an acre and there are a total of 113 units. 42 are already occupied. In addition, the villas exist in a tastefully manicured environment alongside the pleasant natural landscapes of Kiambu County. Accommodation includes living room with a stylish fireplace, dining area, modern kitchen with adequate storage cabinets, 4 bedrooms all ensuite with large French windows, spacious fitted wardrobes, master ensuite with modern bathtub, stylish ensuite domestic quarters. Salient features include commercial center, clubhouse, recreational center, nursery school, man-made lake, swimming pool, carpet-paved parking, CCTV cameras, and playground. The price is 37 million Kenya shillings. The rental price per unit is 180,000 Kenya shillings per month.
What does it mean to live in a mixed-use development? First, time is money. The more time you spend moving from one location to another, running errands from shopping to buying groceries, the more money you lose. Mixed-use developments actually bring people closer to the things they need on a daily basis. These developments create a one-stop lifestyle where you can live, work, study, shop, and even play all in the same compound. The model brings a modern village environment which promotes communal living and fosters social cohesion. These developments encourage proper planning and maximize use of available space. In addition, because you're sharing maintenance costs, you're sure to save some money. On a technical view, these developments simplify approval processes such as getting legal and building approvals to infrastructure connections. Lastly, living, working, and studying within such developments guarantees maximum security. It is proven for both investors and developers, mixed-use projects generate higher yields, spread risks, and finally attract a larger pool of potential buyers. Next, the just released Housing Price Index tracking sales and rental price movement within the Nairobi metropolitan area.
In a press briefing on Friday, the 28th of July 2017, the Kenya Bankers Association officials announced that house prices remained almost unchanged for the last 3 months. The association registered a price increase of 0.98%, which is much lower compared to that of the first quarter of 2017 and other preceding years.
Now, there are a number of underlying factors. They are both on the demand side and on the supply side. Let me start with the demand side. And as I've already pointed out, we are seeing a general slowdown in the way the economy is behaving. And one notable thing is the rate at which credit to the private sector has been behaving over the last, let's say, 1.5 years. We've seen the decline in the rate at which banks are providing credit to the private sector generally, and this also applies to the housing market. If you look at the period of the last quarter of 2016 to now, when we've seen this trend of declining house prices, the rate at which credit to private sector has been expanding has come down from about 4.7% to the latest numbers that the central bank has released of 2.1%. So when you see credit to the private sector generally declining, that implies that even credit is available towards supporting home acquisition, and therefore the demand that we're talking about is also on the declining trend. And of course, what one could infer from there is also the fact that this is happening on the back of the capping of interest rate that more or less came in play at the same time. So whereas there are so many other factors that actually influence the rate at which credit has been growing, I think the capping of interest rate has contributed a factor to that decline in the rate of growth of credit. Now, when it comes to the core drivers of the price movements that we've seen in the market, we're increasingly seeing the traditional determinants, that is the plinth area, the size of the house basically. Of course, that combines with where the house is located and the amenities thereof. But what is very clear from this quarter is the fact that now many of those who are going for home ownership are becoming very sensitive insofar as the cost that are associated with that home acquisition is concerned. And that's why those neighborhoods and those developments where the houses that are coming to the market include things such as swimming pools, elevators, that therefore infer an additional cost of maintaining those houses, not attracting as much buyers as it is from those segments that basically provide home ownership. So the tastes and preferences are moving away from those markets, the up-end market, the lower-end market, where people are basically looking at getting a home, and that is it. So that points to the market now being skewed more towards the lower end. As a matter of fact, many of the units that came into the market are on the apartments as opposed to bungalows and maisonets, which are really on the higher end. And that now points to the fact that on the back of the constrained credit, on the back of supply dynamics that I've already pointed out to, we are seeing a housing market where the upper end, the prices are increasingly becoming more muted, and the lower end being the core driver of the prices, which are, as I've pointed out, are really on the declining trend. Finally, it's important to note that the sub-indexes, looking at the regions where the houses that are being put in the market are targeting the lower middle income, are seeing more market activity than those neighborhoods that are putting houses that are on the expensive side. And that, of course, speaks to the affordability of the units that are being put in the market over the period.
You've heard it from the experts, and what's your take on this topic? Keep this conversation going on our social media platforms. Next, sprucing the kitchen space on the Accessory Spot. Last week, Salome Washeke dropped us an SMS seeking for tips on how to spruce up her kitchen. Let me share my thoughts. It all starts with the kitchen arrangement plan. The plan not only affects the look and feel, but also the functionality. Let's break it down. An open plan kitchen is well suited for bigger spaces, whilst an I-plan works well for small kitchens. And a U-plan, on the other hand, is perfect for a busy kitchen. Thirdly, a little paint goes a long way in changing the overall look. Choose colors that reflect your personality. Bold colors such as yellow and orange exude fun and liveliness, whilst metallic colors like gold and silver add a statement of elegance. In addition, stools are a must-have, especially in an open-plan kitchen. Choose stools with durable materials that are easy to clean. It helps to match the kitchen furniture with the overall home decor. When it comes to storage, the kitchen has many tiny accessories that make organization a bit tricky. Have a storage space for everything, including the seemingly unimportant items like cleaning sponges, to avoid a cluttered and messy appearance. Lastly, add some indoor plants, especially those that serve as spices. Another great addition for the kitchen is storage baskets. Woven sisal baskets are affordable and they create glamour. The Accessory Spot has answers, be it your kitchen, bedroom, living room, or your entire house. Just call, email, or visit our offices at First Avenue, and our interior designers will be glad to hold your hand. Stay with us, more to come after the break. Don't go away. Welcome back. Next, a home ownership experience that will definitely inspire you. From sharing a bed space with a roommate to owning a luxurious home. Let's hear more.
I'm the second born of 4. I do business. I get stuff from Dubai and come sell them here, so I'm a business lady. My journey began way back in Dubai. I got a job in Dubai. I was working as a cashier in sales industry. I was staying in a bed space, had rented a bed space. I worked in Splash for 1.5 years. Then I came back to Kenya. I got married, but it didn't work, so we separated. We had one boy. So after that, I decided to go back to Dubai and look for a job. But when I was there, I realized I could start business. That's when I started getting stuff. I started the handbags. I brought them. I saw business is going well. So after that, the business has been going on. So when I came here in Kenya, I was staying with my parents. So that's it's a challenge. So you get a point and your parents are like, you need to move out tahama lini. So that's when I decided to at least get someone to get something, a house. I moved around. I found several houses, apartments, but I didn't want an apartment. I wanted a mansionette. So I moved around, and one day I remember I came here when they were constructing the houses. At that point, I never got the interest of getting the house. So we moved around, and then at a point, after a few weeks, I came back here with my parents and my brother. So when I entered the the showroom and we saw how the houses, they're already completed. So that's where I got the interest and I was like, that's it, this is the house that I want. That's when I decided, now I'm getting this house. Yeah, and we communicated with the owners and I got the house. Through working in Dubai and the business, had small savings. We saved and saved, but all along the way, my parents chipped in and helped me to raise the other fund. Back way in Dubai, the challenges were a lot because you stay too many people. There's commotion. You need to put your stuff safe. You need to share the sharing of the kitchen, the house. So that was a big challenge. And back way at home, the challenge was because I was staying with my parents. So the challenge was parents sometimes they can be nagging a bit. So that challenge was so much challenges because you feel like you want that freedom, that privacy. So that's financially challenge also they are there because raising the money, it's not easy. So a challenge still is there. Moving around to get this beautiful house, still a challenge. But finally I got to my choice, nice house. I decided on a gated community because number one, there is security. Security-wise is good. I remember before I got the house, the gated, my parents would opt I build a house. But I was like staying alone in that area, the security, security sometimes is crazy. The reason why I love also the gated community is because as the security with your kids, with the movement is a bit no commotion. There's no over speeding. There's no speeding. So when the kids are playing around, the security at least it's safe for the kids.
What an inspiring home ownership story. You too can share your story and inspire the next homeowner. Just call on us and I'll be at your doorstep. Next, the property gallery with a selection of ideal investments available in the market.
Park is located along Kilimani Road. It is a 3-bedroom house that is tastefully finished to serve the modern living. Accommodation includes spacious lounge, spacious dining area, visitors' cloakroom, modern kitchen, 1-bedroom ensuite and a common bathroom for the other, master ensuite and balcony that acts as the utility area. Salient features include 24-hour man gate, perimeter wall with electric fencing, swimming pool, parking, and manicured gardens. Woodley Springs is located off Gong Road within a pristine gated neighborhood having a close proximity to major businesses. The development comprises of 29 3-bedroom units having a plinth area of 150 square meters and 155 square meters with master ensuite and DSQ, as well as 15 2-bedroom units with master ensuite having a plinth area of 89 square meters. Accommodation includes a foyer entrance, living room, large French windows, dining area, modern kitchen with granite tops and fitted cupboards, laundry area, master ensuite with high-spec fitted bathroom, and domestic quarters. Salient features include 24-hour security, perimeter wall with electric fence, basement parking, rooftop entertainment area, high-speed lifts, gym, borehole, water treatment plant, CCTV, DSTV, backup generator and a provision for solar water heating system. Prices: 2-bedroom units are 10.5 million Kenya shillings and their rental income is 50,000 Kenya shillings per month. The 3-bedroom units are 14.75 million Kenya shillings and their rental income is 80,000 Kenya shillings per month.
Are you tired of relentless home searching? At First Avenue, we understand this market. Call, email, or visit our offices and let's engage and help you pick the right dream home. We've come to the end of today's show, and thank you for watching. Keep your questions and comments coming. Join me next week for a conversation on why it's prudent to have a will and how it protects your most important assets, and much, much more.
You find people fighting over who should inherit what, sometimes even refusing to bury a person for days, months, or years, because the real fight is not about where they should be buried, but who should inherit what it is that they left behind. These properties are meant to enhance the quality of our lives. But if we do not have the right tools to make sure that that happens, then very often we do find ourselves in a conflict around the ownership of property.
Always, there is something for everyone. Kwaheri.